Okay, looks like I am live. Good evening, everyone. This is Tony D with American Freedom Fighters. I'm glad and hoping that you are joining me this evening. I have some news tonight. I haven't been on here for roughly a little over a week. I was waiting to see how things were playing out with this trucker boycott that is going on in New York City. So, with that going on, and all this other great news we have going on right now, first off, I want to ask you to please like and subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, however you would like to do it. One way or another, I still need the monetizations. Of course, I don't even have enough subscribers yet to get monetized. But anyway, please like, share, and subscribe my channel if you will. This channel is for American patriots. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're liberal. I do not care what your interest is. Okay. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. Doesn't make a difference. Or if you don't even vote at all. My point is to get things across to everyone, to have everyone understand what we are facing in this country right now. So, to get things started, I'm going to start out with this, all right? The trucker boycott that was supposed to be a big deal in New York City is only about 10 to 20% down in the truckers that deliver to New York City. Is that making a big impact on New York City? At this time, no, it is not. You have to realize that a big city like New York City has many warehouses that are full of food, clothing, items for these big box stores, things of that matter. So it would be a little while before things would start to slow down in New York City. However, you do have the small businesses that do not have these big warehouses that will be getting stocks so they can refurbish their stores. You have to look at a number of different things on this in order for anything to work. There are more truckers that are now stating on different social media platforms that they are going to boycott New York. And it is getting a little stronger, slowly but surely, day by day. Now, they are talking right now, this is the Truckers for Trump, are talking about a possible boycott of New York City for as long as a year, like they did in the state of Colorado. If they do something like that, there will be consequences and things will happen to drive the New York City economy down further than what it is. You also have um, Letitia James that has said that if Trump does not come up with the close to $5 million for the fine in the court, that she would seize his assets. Well, apparently this woman is not too bright, okay? She's just a talking piece getting paid by Soros and the World Economic Forum. For one, she would not be able to seize any of Donald Trump's assets. That would have to go through a court system. It would also have to go through other higher authority to sell that building in order to gain any access to that building or properties, whatever she wants to think that she can do. She really can't do it. However, Donald Trump has filed the appeal against Engoron and Letitia James, and things will go to a different court now. Now, even though he has put up or is going to put up, say, $500,000, people, you got to realize this was $87,000 a day in interest alone that Donald Trump is being charged on that money. Well, it just so happens that they raised the interest rate on him, so now it's $105,000 to $110,000 per day that he is paying in interest. Okay, this is just interest on a daily basis. Now, by what I understand, he has paid that fine money. And also, by what I understand, he has gotten a cheaper rate through the appeals court. And we will see what happens down the road in this case in New York State. Now, if things turn in Donald Trump's favor and they find out that he didn't do anything wrong, which he didn't, I don't know how they could say he did. There is no one that has filed any charges against Donald Trump. He has paid off all loans and payments that he had for any of those buildings. He has had the assessors from these banks that gave him the loans that were totally happy with Donald Trump and are to this day still willing to do business with Donald Trump and give him more loans if he needs to have that done. So this is turning into a chaotic ordeal for the state of New York. You also had Kathy Hochul that was stating that, oh, you business owners don't have anything to worry about. This is just about Donald Trump. Well, I hate to say this, but all these business owners and property owners don't feel that way. They know that if New York State can go after Donald Trump, then New York State can go after anybody else that has a business or buildings or owns buildings and stuff in New York City. You have Shark Tank. Let's see. Let me see here. You have the Shark Tank guy there, Kevin O'Leary. And he said, New York State is a loser state. So is California a loser state. He will not be doing any business in New York City or in New York State at all, for that matter. Also, you have Grant Cardone, who is another big money man and investor in properties and things of that nature, who has also stated that he will not be doing any business in New York State. They are recommending that if anybody wants to start a business or this new AI technology businesses that they're coming up with now, for people to go to places like Tennessee, Florida, Texas, all these Republican states. They are willing to do business in buildings and doing this AI data technology stuff and all that, which is the thing of the future, so they say. and they will be investing their money into that stuff. So it just goes to show you that New York State is basically cutting their own throat on this deal. I also want to state that this deal with these truckers, Kathy Hochul has announced today that if truckers decide to boycott the state of New York, she will have the rights to seize, close out their bank accounts and seize their homes. She's doing a Trudeau deal like they did in Canada. Is this legal? No, no, it's not legal at all. This is what you call people that are trying to be dictators to we the people. Is it right? No, not in any way, shape, or form. This is a constitutional republic. This country is founded on a constitutional republic. These Democrats must think that they can do whatever they want to do and get away with it. And now they're finding out not so much. I want to add another point here, okay? We had this Democratic administration do nothing but lie to the American people from day one. And this has been going on for many, many years, people. How do you think John F. Kennedy was assassinated back in 1963, November 22nd, 1963? He, shortly after the Cuban Missile Crisis that was going on back then, he had mentioned in a speech, a televised speech, and heck, this goes back so far back that we only had black and white TVs back then. So it goes to show you the difference in our technology today. But my point is, he said that he was going to let the American people know what the government had planned, and he would be doing his next speech about that exact plan. So, what happened shortly after that? Well, on a nice sunny day in Dallas, Texas, he was assassinated. That was a very sad day. He was one of the best presidents we had in this country. He was another president that was for the American people. And now here we are faced today with a similar situation. Now, what John F. Kennedy was going to warn the American people about back in 1963 is what we're dealing with today. This demonic Democratic administration. They're doing everything they can to destroy every Republican that is here in the United States. They want this to be a banana republic. They want the United States to be like Venezuela. As we all see, Joe Biden has done a good job ruining our economy, our whole economic system. He has shut down our oil production. He has shut down our coal production. He has shut down our natural gas production. What had us in a very booming economy? People were happy and thought that there was an American dream again. That was under Donald Trump. Donald Trump was all for oil production, gas production, natural gas production, coal production. This country was number one in the world for energy supply to all these other countries. But what happened? Well, you had Joe Biden that promised during his campaigns to be president that he was going to give the American seniors a $200 raise in Social Security. Well, here we are, over 3 years later. Still hasn't done a thing for us seniors on Social Security. He has totally killed our economy. He had totally dropped Trump's illegal immigration policy. And now we have close to 20 million illegal immigrants that are now being scattered across this country. This is not a good thing for the American people. And as you can see to this day, now you have these Venezuelan illegal immigrants that are creating crimes in New York City, beating up the police in New York City, robbing phones from American citizens. And the thing with that is, if a person is there with their phone and they're texting or searching for something on their phone, these illegal immigrants are riding up on these little scooters, snatching the phone out of the person's hand and keeps on going. Well, what are they doing with that phone? Well, they're taking that phone, and now that the phone is open, they're going through that information. They're draining people's bank accounts, finding ways to rob their homes, knowing where they live by their phones and other information that's on the phones. And then they're selling the phones to people who live in Venezuela or other European countries for that matter. What's another issue we have here in America right now? Well, it was also announced today that Joe Biden has stated we will have American troops fighting in Ukraine. Imagine that, huh? I can tell you one thing. There have been American, how do you want to say it? Freedom fighters, nationalists, extremists. I don't know what you want to call them. But Russia has stated that they have found many dead soldiers with America insignia patches on their uniforms, as well as other European countries as well. So that goes to show you that we already have American soldiers fighting in Ukraine. What else do we have going on right now? Oh, well, we have another kind of illness that people are getting sick from. I don't want to get into that quite today here on this channel because I have to watch what I say here since YouTube has changed their platform so drastically. But we also have to worry about all these other illegal immigrants that are now streaming into our country through California, as well as Arizona and New Mexico. And these are Chinese illegal immigrants. After doing research, and I suggest you do research as well, these illegal Chinese immigrants that are coming into this country, they're not just coming in here and they're not just men of legal age. They are men of military age, and they are bringing weapons into the United States. There are also is, I should say, information out here on the internet showing these illegal Chinese immigrants that are practicing with firearms at shooting ranges. Here we have a Democratic administration that is trying to take away our Second Amendment rights so that we can't own firearms. But here you have the Democratic administration that is allowing these Chinese illegal immigrants coming into our country, to bring their own firearms into America. These illegal immigrants of all nationalities, like Venezuela, they are coming here as well as Iran, Palestine. You have many immigrants, even Russians, that are coming into America. These are gangs. These are murderers, rapists. These people don't care about America. They want to destroy America from within. And it is already starting in New York City. It's already starting in Chicago, in Michigan, in California, also in Washington, the state of Washington, that is, Portland, Oregon. This is the time that you need to be prepared. Keep your head on a swivel at all times. This is a time when you better have firearms. You better have a good supply of ammunition. And I know that, yes, it's a little expensive. Prices have dropped a little bit, but not by much. But still, I would advise you to purchase that ammunition. And if you do not have a firearm and you are not a felon, I suggest that you get yourself a firearm and get yourself your ammo. It's time to be prepared. Get ready, people. These illegal immigrants do not care, and they're not going to say, "Oh, I'll wait for you to get a gun before I try to kill you." Our government is also trying to push another red flag gun bill where they want you to have your firearm in one safe and have your ammunition in a different safe. So how are you going to feel if there is a intruder breaking into your home in the middle of the night? What are you going to do? Go to your locked safe? Try and get that opened up real quick with the combination? Open that safe and then go to the other part of the room where you have the other safe with all your ammunition? What are you going to do? Tell that intruder, "Oh, hang on a minute. I got to get my ammo out of this safe over here so I can go ahead and put it in my weapon, cock my weapon, and go ahead and get ready to shoot you." These intruders are ready. They're locked and loaded. They're not going to wait for you to go from one safe to the other safe to load your weapon and get ready to do business. This is what we're facing right now with this Democratic administration. They keep on taking from we, the American people. They keep destroying our constitutional rights. They're trying to restrict our freedom of speech. And here I have a train coming through. We also have a lot of these automotive companies, as well as the railroad, the auto union workers are all, for the first time in many, many years, that are endorsing Donald Trump. Now, there's a lot of things here that aren't going to go too good for the Democratic Party. And you also have Nikki Haley, that is still staying in the race. She's eating up that Democratic money that she's getting. Yeah, I know she's a Republican, but the Democrats are feeding her money. They're thinking that they can put Donald Trump in jail and incarcerate the man, and then she'll be the only person that will be eligible to be president besides Joe Biden, and then give it a good run. But I don't believe that's going to happen. The next thing we can get into is Danny. Oh, yeah. Danny and what's his face, Wade. Well, a lot's coming out in that now, too. We will have to see how corrupt this judge that's running this case now with Fannie and Wade on the corruption between the two of them against the Trump case. Now, this judge has made donations to Fannie Wade, to the Governor Kemp, as well as someone else. And they're all opposite parties. So, which way is this judge going to go in this case? Will this be considered how should I say? Well, we know that it's definitely a conflict of interest. You can't have an attorney and a district attorney as lovers and working hand in hand, and you can't have a judge that's all in cahoots with that as well. Similar to what's going on in New York State with Kathy Hochul, Letitia, and Aragon, whatever the heck you want to call him. Aragon, or whatever the hell his name is. He looks like a clown anyway. But my point is, I believe that all these charges will be dropped against Donald Trump. So, what kind of a showdown is going to happen here? Well, this is going to put New York City into chaos, and other major Democratic cities with these illegal immigrants that are also causing chaos, doing murders. Now you have the MS-13 gangs fighting with these Venezuelan gangs, or are they going to join together as one and start one bigger gang? This could be a revolutionary war that we're going to have on our hands very shortly, people. Another thing that I want to bring up, and I keep checking my glasses so I can read my little thing of notes here. Kathy Hochul has just opened another toll on toll roads and is charging $15 per vehicle. That's a car. Doesn't include the tractor trailers. And it's going to be what she is calling a congestion toll. Like that's ever helped in New York City. Trust me, when I drove over the road, if I wasn't in New York City by midnight and got unloaded and got out of there by, say, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I would be stuck there all day just because of traffic and all the other crap that goes on in New York City. So after driving over the road and being in New York City, I can tell you it's a total shit show. What else do I have here? Yeah, that's about it for Hochul, who she's stating is not going to go after other business owners. We know that's a lie. We also have, now I mentioned this, that Biden is warning that the American soldiers will be going to war. Now, you have to realize something here, people. We don't have to not only worry about Ukraine, we have to worry about Iran, we have to worry about Taiwan, we have to worry about Ukraine, Russia, Israel. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on right now. Do you think that Bozo Joe Biden is going to go ahead and start a draft here in the United States? I believe that could be possible. This man is driving this country into chaos. It's going to be, like I say, it's a Venezuela, no longer America. It's no longer the land of the free. It will end up being the land of the home of the brave, because us brave citizens will have to fight for this country once again. So yes, history will repeat itself. Next topic I want to get into real quick, okay, is the cell phone systems with AT&T, Verizon. There was one or two others, T-Mobile, I believe, that had issues with people services being out. Now, when I had talked about that, first off, the first thing that they said was that it was a coronal mass ejection from the sun, which later they said, no, that's not what it was. Then they turned around and they said, oh, it was a cyber attack. Well, that wasn't it either. And I know people that had, a couple different people that had AT&T cell phones. One person would have service, but another person who had service from a different area with AT&T had service. So you had people that had service and you had people that didn't have service. Excuse me. Gotta take a quick drink. Okay. So then, after more discoveries and as more information was getting out, we find out that it wasn't cyber attacks at all. They said it was actually a software update issue. Excuse me. Ooh, I hate when that happens. So here we go with a so-called software update issue. Could that be a dry run of what's to come? I don't have AT&T, I don't have Verizon, I don't have T-Mobile, and my phone service was good. However, if I tried to contact someone that had AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile, that's where I would have some issues. Excuse me, I have to cough again. Wow, my throat's drying out because I don't talk like this all the time. So, anyway, to get back to this, do you have other ways of communication? Do you have a landline phone in your home? Because if you have a landline phone, you will be able to contact someone else that has a landline phone, and you can eliminate the cell phone situations. Similar to the new spy balloon that went across the country here just a couple days ago. Seems awful strange, huh? You have a spy balloon that goes across the United States again, and all of a sudden we have cell phone service issues. Some people could say, "Oh, well, they had a balloon that said, made it look like it was a Chinese, uh, how do you say it, imitation spy balloon." And they said "baroon" instead of balloon to make you think that it was the Chinese that said that. People don't be as stupid as they want you to be. Wake up. These things are happening for a reason. Our Democratic administration has other plans in the works. You must be ready. You must keep your head on a swivel. Stock up on your food. Get all the necessities you need. This is the time to do it. If you canned food, start canning those meats. Even vegetables, tomatoes, and lettuce, they're putting chemicals in that now. They're putting chemicals in your meat. If you don't believe me, check out Riverside Homestead here on YouTube. He has a lot of videos and explains all about this stuff. And I don't mind throwing his name out there because there's a lot of important things that people need to know, as well as Angry Prepper, Angry Truth, or Pinball Preparedness, or um, Gray Man, or Alaska Prepper, or no Prepper Nurse One. But people, you have to wake up. We are preppers and survivors for a reason. We've been doing this stuff for a lot of years. I have been a survivor for many years. I have been a prepper for many, many years. And I'm glad I am. Because it's not so hard now to worry about things to stock up on. I have my herbs and spices. I have different tinctures. I have different things that will boost a person's immunity system. I have medicines that I have put away and stocked up. I have well over a year's worth of food. I have a minimum of a year's worth of toilet paper. Don't forget your deodorant. Baking soda as well can be used as deodorant and cleaning products, vinegars, white as well as apple cider vinegars. Those can also be used for cleaning products. But people, you need to purchase these items now. We don't know what could happen tomorrow. We had the cell phone outage this past week. Are we going to have a power outage next week? There's already been brownouts going throughout the country here. I'm glad myself that I have solar panels for backup. That's what runs half of my place, including my refrigerators and things of that matter. I don't have to worry about too much. I have gas masks. I have potassium iodide for a nuclear explosion of some sort. I also have gear to protect me from nuclear radiation, as well as my firearms and ammunition and stuff for my many weapons. But people, you need to be ready. Like I said, this is a time when you have these illegal immigrants that are ready to cause destruction within this country. We can't let them destroy this country from within. It's time that we will have to fight our battles here on American soil. So I want everybody, once again, to please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be doing more videos, and I'm going to try and get at least one video a week out. So watch for the American freedom fighters. Are you an American freedom fighter? I would hope so. Because we're almost to the point where any day now, it could be an SHTF situation. You need to be prepared. You need to be ready. These illegal immigrants are all over this country. It's not just Democratic cities. They're getting paid anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Here I am on Social Security. I live on $1,200 a month. Isn't that a kick in my teeth? Yes, it is. Should be a kick in every American that lives in this country. It should be a kick in the face to all of you. These illegal immigrants are getting free food, free housing, free clothing, free cell phone, free everything, free money for nothing. Is that fair to you and me as an American citizen? Where's our money? How come our government isn't taking care of us? It's time to stand up. It's time to wake up. Contact your politicians. Do your background on these politicians. If they don't support our United States Constitution and Amendment rights, you don't want them in office, period. And this goes for Republicans as well as Democrats. Make sure they're a good Christian person. Make sure they back our Constitution and our amendment rights. If we don't have decency in our government, we have the corruption that we have today. Okay? Sorry about that. We don't need corruption in this country. Oh, here we go again. Give me 1 second here, people. I have a antivirus warning coming through here on this. And I'm trying to get rid of it. There we go. Can't believe this happens during my live streams, right? But anyway, people, you need to get ready. Be prepared for anything that could happen any day, any time of the day or night. And of course, I have another train coming through. I go through this 24 hours a day, people. I will let that train go by so I can talk here. But please, people, be prepared. Always keep your head on a swivel. Stock up on things that you need and you should have. Buy the foods that you like, canned foods, canned meats. Watch out for Tyson food products. They are now including bugs and crickets in Tyson food products. If you read the labels on your cans and cereals, if they say bioengineering on it, do not eat that. That's poison. It's all these chemicals. They're not telling you what this bioengineered stuff is, but it's poison that they are feeding you. Please be aware of what's going on all the time. Like I say, keep your head on a swivel, stock up on things you need, get what you can now, because prices are just going to keep on going higher. Oh, yeah. On that note, I think I've said enough for the night. Trust me, people, it's time to wake up. Like I say, I don't care what your affiliation is politically, but it's time we stand up and fight for our rights. If you want to live in this country and stay free, it's time that you stand up and get ready, because the time is coming when we're going to have to fight on American soil again. And if it's not against our government, it's going to be these illegal immigrants that are invading our country. Once again, please like, subscribe, and share my channel. Everyone, please be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. God bless y'all. God bless America. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week. This is Tony D saying good night, all.